At 88, Max Baer Jr. isn't looking back with nostalgia. He's looking back with honesty. For decades, the world laughed with Jethro Bodine from the Beverly Hillbillies, never wondering what it cost the man behind the smile. Fame crowned him, then quietly boxed him in. Now, with nothing left to prove, Max breaks the silence. And the truth he finally tells isn't about comedy or success. It's about survival, pressure, and the woman television thought it knew but never did, Irene Ryan. Max Baer Jr. was born on December 4, 1937, in Oakland, California, into a life already wrapped in fame. His father, Max Baer Sr., was not just a boxer, but a global sports icon, the world heavyweight champion of 1934. Power, attention, and high expectations followed young Max everywhere. People didn't see a boy, they saw a legacy waiting to be continued. Amid that intensity stood his mother, Mary Ellen Sullivan, the quiet, stabilizing force in his life. She grounded the family with discipline, education, and compassion, reminding Max that character mattered more than applause. That balance helped him survive growing up under constant public scrutiny, where every success felt expected and every failure felt magnified. At Christian Brothers High School in Sacramento, Max distinguished himself not as a shadow of his father, but as his own person. He earned letters in 4 different sports at the same time, a rare achievement that spoke to discipline and relentless effort. Beyond team sports, he excelled in golf, winning the Sacramento Open Junior Golf Tournament twice. Even then, it was clear Max wasn't limited to one lane. He was built for versatility. His academic journey led him to Santa Clara University, a respected Jesuit institution, where he earned a degree in business administration with a minor in philosophy. It was an unusual combination, blending practical thinking with deeper reflection about human behavior and ethics. That dual mindset would later guide him through Hollywood and beyond, especially when he realized fame alone was never enough. Max's first taste of performance came early. In 1949, he appeared on stage in England at the Blackpool Pavilion, performing in Goldilocks and the Three Bears. It was a modest beginning, but it introduced him to the discipline of live performance, the vulnerability of standing before an audience with nowhere to hide. By the early 1960s, Max Baer Jr. was fully immersed in television's golden age. After signing with Warner Brothers, he worked relentlessly, appearing in iconic series like Maverick, Cheyenne, Hawaiian Eye, 77 Sunset Strip, Surfside 6, Bronco, Sugarfoot, and Follow the Sun. Each role sharpened his craft and exposed him to the unforgiving pace of network television. Then came 1962, the year everything changed. Max was cast as Jethro Bodine on the Beverly Hillbillies. The show became a cultural phenomenon, and Jethro, naive, well-meaning, and endlessly optimistic, captured America's heart. For nearly a decade, Max became a familiar face in millions of living rooms, his character symbolizing innocence amid satire. But success came with a cost. As the show's popularity soared, Max felt himself shrinking in the eyes of casting directors. Jethro was so iconic that Hollywood struggled to see anything else. Offers narrowed, opportunities dried up. What the audience loved became the cage that trapped him. Though he continued working on shows like Love, American Style, and Vacation Playhouse, Max knew he had to evolve or disappear. So he stepped behind the camera, choosing control over comfort. In 1974, he produced and co-wrote Mack County Line, a gritty Southern drama in which he also starred. The film's success proved he was more than a sitcom stereotype. He followed that momentum with The Wild McCulloch in 1975, then reached a creative peak with Ode to Billy Joe in 1976. Based on the hauntingly popular song, the film became a major box office hit, cementing Max's reputation as a filmmaker capable of translating cultural emotion to the screen. His final directorial effort,
Hometown USA in 1979 quietly closed his chapter in film direction. Beyond entertainment, Max revealed a sharp business instinct. He invested in real estate and the casino industry, envisioning a bold concept, a Beverly Hillbillies empire. His idea wasn't nostalgia alone, but expansion, themed developments, casinos, and properties inspired by the Clampetts world. He secured rights, likenesses, and intellectual property, blending memory with entrepreneurship. His personal life, however, never followed the easy arc of his television success. In 1966, at the height of his fame, Max Baer Jr. married Joanne Kathleen Hill, hoping to build something lasting beyond the spotlight. But fame has a way of intruding where it isn't invited. Long working hours, constant travel, and relentless public attention slowly eroded the marriage. By 1971, they divorced, marking a quiet but painful turning point in Max's life. He never remarried, choosing instead a more guarded and private existence. In the years that followed, Max was linked to several high-profile women, most notably Victoria Principal. Decades later, their past relationship resurfaced under harsh scrutiny when, in 2005, Principal alleged that Max had assaulted her during their time together. Max denied the accusation unequivocally. No criminal conviction resulted, yet the allegation cast a long shadow over his later years. The controversy pushed him further away from the public eye, reinforcing his decision to live quietly, far from the noise of fame that once defined him. Now, with distance and age, Max Baer Jr. speaks candidly about one of the most influential figures in his career, Irene Ryan. To audiences, she was granny, sweet, and eccentric. To Max, she was sharp, demanding, and fearless. A veteran of vaudeville, radio, and film, she had survived every brutal era of show business. At first, Max Baer Jr. admits, Irene Ryan intimidated him.
She had a way of looking straight through people, instantly sensing insecurity, hesitation, or laziness. On set, nothing escaped her notice. She demanded absolute preparation, sharp precision, and deep respect for the craft. For a young actor still finding his footing, her presence was both unsettling and impossible to ignore. Yet beneath that iron discipline lived something far richer, a quiet warmth, a dry, razor-sharp sense of humor, and a mind overflowing with stories from every era of entertainment she had survived. Irene Ryan understood something many performers never learn. Success is fragile. She knew it because she had lived without it for years. Fame had come late, after failed marriages, financial uncertainty, and long stretches of being overlooked. That history shaped everything she did. She never treated applause casually. Every laugh mattered. Every scene mattered. To her, performing wasn't about vanity. It was about responsibility. She fiercely protected the integrity of Granny, fully aware that the character was far more than comic relief. Granny was the emotional anchor of the family, the force that held the Clampetts together. Max later realized that her instincts were almost always right. Even as her health began to fail, Irene Ryan refused to slow down. She believed the audience deserved nothing less than her absolute best, no matter the cost. When she passed away in 1971, shortly after the series ended, the loss devastated Max. It felt like more than the end of a show. It felt like the closing of an era. When Donna Douglas passed away in 2015, Max became the last surviving regular cast member of the Beverly Hillbillies. The honor felt heavy. He was now the final living bridge to a simpler era of television, one defined by warmth, humor, and shared experience. At 88, Max Baer Jr. no longer clings to nostalgia. He speaks with truth, about fame that gives and takes, about survival behind the laughter, and about Irene Ryan, not as a punchline, but as a fighter who earned every laugh. In telling her story, Max finally tells his own. Not as Jethro, not as a legend's son, but as a survivor. If this story moved you,
Like, share, and keep these voices alive. Thanks for watching.